Welcome to Embrace Yourself. My name is Kim, and I'm a movement specialist passionate about joy, health, and happiness. I want each of us to discover our healthiest, happiest selves. But to do that, we have to get up and move. Today, I'd like to demonstrate a standing hip flexor stretch. Now, the hip flexor, also known as the psoas, spelled P-S-O-A-S, is the muscle primarily responsible for hip flexion. The problem is that so many of us sit rounded forward all day, every day in hip flexion that these suckers have gotten really tight, and they attach 27 places along our lumbar spine, known as the low back. So many people who experience low back pain actually have overly tight hip flexors. So this stretch is going to be fantastic for all of you. Let's get started. A couple of notes. We need to make sure that our hips, knees, and toes stay in alignment as we do this stretch. For some of you, you may want to have a table, desk, or a stick nearby because you do have to balance just a little bit. We're going to step that right leg back and sink our hips down. I'm making sure that that hip, knee, and toes stays aligned. And from here, I take my fingers and palpate my hip bones, known as my ASIS joints. Right now, they're kind of in a neutral beam position if I think of them as car headlights. I want to take them into high beam and rotate those hips up and forward. As I do that, I really feel a stretch on the front of the hip and thigh. Now, I want to make sure that I don't feel anything in my low back. If I do feel my low back, that may mean that I'm finding relative flexibility out of my back, where I really want the flexibility and range coming from my hip. So take note of that because that's important in any stretch that we do. From here, you can hold for just about 60 to 90 seconds, depending upon how you feel. You want to make sure that you're getting that stretch and you feel a lengthening going on. I also focus on my alignment from my shoulders all the way down to my hips. So I'm making sure that I'm stacked. From a side angle, this stretch looks like this. So I rotate those hips and you'll see I sink down first, rotate those hips in high beam, hold that stretch, and check that my shoulders and my hips are in alignment. I'm also looking at the hip, knees, and toes to make sure that they're staying stacked. I don't want to arch into my low back. I really want to focus on cinching and engaging, and I feel a huge stretch down the quad and the hip. Again, for those of you that may have a balance challenge with this, feel free to grab something that you can hold on to. So that's it. That's your home fun for today. Try that hip flexor stretch every single day. I can't emphasize enough how important this stretch is because of our daily lack of movement. In addition, would you mind please click subscribe on that YouTube channel. Make sure to ding the bell so you get notified of my daily videos. And any likes or comments are always welcome. Since we've done flexibility today, you know tomorrow is Balance Sunday. I can't wait to see what I have planned for all of us. I'll see you then, and thanks for joining.